So we're not, so you can get stuff from the mundane psychic realm. That's almost just a little bit over astrology on into a outer realm where you deal with some other transmissions on another level. So based on that, I can just give you my particular rendition of this for the simple fact that I was put down with the task only 2 days ago. So we'll deal with that type of thing also. Since, I don't know what happened, like I said, it's kind of impossible not to be rolling around here without some spiritual protection. Because you can't have enough Negroes around here that's going to get your back. You see what I'm saying? And so it really, in this particular day and age, if you don't have nothing, I ain't talking about no light shit either. We talking about you need to conjure up all your shit, all your stuff and all, and go for what you know. And if you don't have nothing, make up something. Remember, the best stuff is the stuff that you make up yourself because it's coming from your own subconscious mind. You see what I'm saying? And so we're going to deal with that type of stuff also too. And another thing too, in these particular days, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're not getting any nourishment from groups, being in your group and your shit is stifled, something on your mind, but you can't deal with it because you're in a motherfucking group and you got to be with the agenda of the group. In that case, it's time now to get out of all doggone sectarian groups. Now, we're not talking about the masses of the people. We're not talking about the people in the groups. We're talking about the ones that's supposed to be the gods and goddesses that's supposed to rise up that the groups is talking about. That's you. It ain't going to come from some big green-eyed man. It's going to come from you. So right now, it's really paramount that you get out of all types of doggone groups and organizations and all that type of stuff, because that's going to leave you short-handed. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be left holding the bag with that type of stuff because you cannot get the type of a nourishment in the millennium, because this is the millennium, 2001, and in actuality, not even just 2001. Remember now, the African holiday didn't start until Sirius rising. The African New Year didn't start till Sirius rising. That's it. Do you know even the Greeks, this book called Karina's book on Dionysus. Now Dionysus, come to find out, is a deity that was foreign to the Greeks, that they basically incorporated into their pantheons, that comes from the Minoans, which worship the bull, Apis, and the bull of Osiris. And this thing goes all the way back to Dionysus cult, goes all the way back to pre-dynastic Hemmitt. When it was the whole Typhonian line, you got Dionysus, goes up into India as the god Shiva. You see what I'm saying? But even in the book Dionysus, called Karina's book, the Greeks or the damn Romans didn't jump off nothing until Sirius rose. So they were even on African time, because we're talking about Hellenistic Greeks. We're talking about the Etruscans, the black people that we show in the actual book, in this catalog that we just printed. Catalog book, we got that picture back up in here too, of the black man, the original Greek, that looked like Isaac Hayes. And we talked about it. The original Greco-Roman looked like Isaac Hayes. So these people were nothing but Camite origin or African origin. But even in Carl Karina's book, he talks about Icaros, which is Sirius rising. And nothing jumped off until Sirius rising. That was the entire New Year for the African world or the ancient world. All this ancient Mesopotamia, ancient Babylonia, and stuff like that. That was the entire African New Year. Now, I agree with Walter Williams, where he talks about that, because I had some of the same problems, whereas Asa Hilliard had a book called When Egypt Ruled the East by Kitskill. And in Kitskill's book, he showed a big square of all the part that Kemet ruled. And all of that was Mesopotamian stuff, even in the Kitskill book, When Egypt Ruled the East. So I agree with Walter Williams on that, because I always knew that. And even Khaled talked about that being Northeast Africa. So he's right, all the Mesopotamia, Babylonia, Samaria, and all that type of thing is later names for just Africa, or what you want to call it, Cam, or Kush, or Punt. You see what I'm saying? And so, but Dionysus come from the Minoan, which is a form of the whole Etruscan thing. So even in this so-called quote-unquote Greco-Roman world, nobody did anything until Syria's rising. So that means that your new year just started about a month ago. Because if we know that the millennium was not 2000, we know that the millennium was 2001, then if you take the African part, the millennium, based on anything, only started in July. Didn't you understand why the motherfucking sharks is biting the shit out of people's ass, including fucked up niggas? That's a sign there now, because you know they say nature never really hit the ghetto. Nature never really hit black people, but now nature's starting to fuck up Negroes. Niggas down there all snorkeling and shit. The old bourgeoisie niggas, that shark don't know, that's the same old state cracker to him. See? Now there's an astral body and all kind of force fields that come around humans. You go right down to that fucking subway. You'll see rats and shit. They'll run all over that stuff. They won't hit that goddamn third rail. Watch it. They won't hit that third rail at all. Right? They're all electromagnetic force fields. They can tell a damn force field from a white man. Now what the hell that shark bit off that black man's leg for? See what I'm saying? But then again, niggas is crackers. Uncle Tom is not one or two people that we used to point out. Remember I talked about this last time? We used to point out the Uncle Toms in the community. Now Uncle Tom is the race. Negroes and negresses, Toms and Tomasinas. It is the race. So we're talking about Uncle Tomism as a racial unit. It is the modern 20th century racial unit. Why is that? Because anytime you talk about white people, Negroes get mad, get pissed. You see, so we're not so then all of a sudden, if you got Toms and Tomasinas, as you think, so are you. So you're a Tom and Tomasina, you thinking like a white person. Then the goddamn shark comes, you don't know the difference. You know the sharks never fucked up black people. You see what I'm saying? That's the way this shit going. You gotta watch it. Oh, it's a lot of stuff going down and all. It's a lot of stuff going down. A lot of stuff and all. You see, so we're gonna get into all of that. We're gonna get into all of that now. I have this book catalog that has several articles in here, plus an article from 1951. Did I ever give any of those out here in New York? The article in 1951 that Honorable Elijah Muhammad predicted AIDS and cloning and all that shit in 1951. They got an article up in here that I got about 5 years ago of Honorable Elijah Muhammad predicting all of this stuff, and we have the actual article up in here, plus some new stuff on the Moors. I got an interview up in here and a couple things up in here. So we got this book here. For people ask what I brought this catalog and all for the people that they want to get that. Also, how many people saw the conference tapes? Anybody saw any of the conference tapes? We have a sister here that is from Long Island. Well, she was from Long Island. She went to Atlanta and slummed down south for about 10 years and all. Became a country girl. Then she came back up here. Now she getting ready to go back down south. But anyway, she did a whole lecture on the goddess. And she's like one of the former experts on the goddess and stuff. So, she's in the Hemmitt Summit if you get those tapes. But she's here tonight and all. But also, she did a lot of, if you get the tape, she did some photographs that she had a significant other draw, this artist out of Long Island. And it has Sekhmet, Kali, Lilith, Medusa. So anyway, the people were asking, could they get the actual artwork produced and all? So they produced some of this on the T-shirts of the goddess Sekhmet and also the goddess Medusa. You know, the whole dreadlock thing and all. So you might want to get down with this and all. What's the number? 631-254-9103. Well, you gonna go by Sky or Dwayne? Just get in touch with Sky. You get that cool name, this Sky. Fuck the dumb shit, this Sky. You know. So you just contact Sky at, one more time, 631-254-9103. 254-9103. And get these, how much they going for? 25. And the color and all, you might can step to the brother tonight and take some off his hands and all. So we had the catalog and all. We doing our little sales pitch. I used to roll for years with nothing. Then people start getting upset. So all of a sudden, but basically all of that because I rolled for years for nothing and nothing for nothing leaves nothing and end up broke. Motherfucker rolled on me June and cut off my damn gas. He was like, I'm here to cut off the gas. I like, fuck it, it's hot now, shit. I said, fuck it. I borrowed water to wash my dishes. And I take cold showers, shit. And it's hard to that. You get in there, you put this shoulder in, you get that warmed up, you put the other shoulder, and you get all this in. Down here it's so hot, you can just stick this down, it don't matter. Down here, you just stick your head, it's the shoulder and that back and shit. So you stick it in there and then you go and you get that back. Once you do the back is the shit to fuck you up. That back. But once you get all that going and shit, it's a ritual. It's a ritual. And you're gonna do it after 12 because in that morning. You know what I'm saying? So it's all I was like, fuck it. I got electricity. Got electricity and all, And so they cut off my gas and shit. So the nigga was like, you know how the shit is. Let them cut that shit off for the summer. Then by October, especially down south, by October, then you roll up there and you make some negotiations with them people. Get your shit cut back on. Get your shit cut back on. So that's one thing. Now I wanna just call out to these particular deities, and I'm gonna say that because the simple fact, these are the ones I'm rolling with for protection, not because of them calling and stuff, but from protection from some other entities, and I'm gonna go into tonight also too, that rushed on my ass about a week ago. And boy, there's a whole war going on in the spirit world. And anyway, these babies rushed on me about a week ago, and they had it for a while. About an hour, I was like, I'm ready to die, goddamn it. This motherfucker shit hurt. This shit y'all put on my ass hurt. I said, fuck this. So I was like, but these babies here got in my body, and they worked, and they got that shit up out of me. But it was some other ones in the other realm. You got the light in the damn dark. And the light ain't nothing but the ones that rule in this supremacy in this dimension, and they don't want to get up off the goddamn power. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to get up off the power. Now it's time for us to rise, and they want to hang around some more. And we'll get into that type of stuff, but this shit is real. See, I done made contact. We got a lot of stuff to cover because I made a lot of good contact. But when we made this contact in March, all of a sudden, some spirits started bum rushing a nigga. And they hit me, they hit another sister real bad. And I'm not talking about the shit where they come and kill your ass. And so these babies, the ones I got out of South America, is the ones that I roll with now. Because they brought a nigga back from the dead about last Monday. You see, so y'all excuse me, my pantheon I'm going to be dealing with tonight will be these particular ones from the Congo rights. So let's give a shout out to Zalabanda, Madre de Agua, Madre de la Luna, La Santísima Muerte, El Cristo Negro, El Cristo Rey, Mama Shola, Los Espíritus and Tranquilos, Francisco de Tritireos, San Simon, La Santísima Peter Eman. Okay, I got a couple of other ones that came through, wanting to get down, wanting to get their shout out. Otincha, Sheola, Tiacha, Shumala, Omagumo, Kakumbo, Lokeyo, Kakumbo, Lokeyo. Ashe, want to give out a shout out to Oshun. I want to give a shout out to Yemenya. I want to give a shout out to Aya, Sekmayat, Het Heru. I want to give a shout out to Urzuli. Let's see, Olakun, and Aset, Osa, Heru, Sut-On, Sut-Nubit, Sut-Nessi, John Nessi, Osar Kintiamenti, Echidna, Dionysus, Bacchus, Phanes, Eros, Sheba, Rudra, Pravati, Sati, Kali, Kalima, Chinamasta, Devi, Lakshmi, Durga, Kama, not Karma, but Kama, Agni, Sama, Vertra. And we'll go with that right now. Ashe. Okay. Okay, so we got that out of the way, and let's roll with some things. First of all, we want to deal with a couple things. I'll deal with the college, but right now let's deal with this one thing. As you know, we're going to get into this right now, is this particular black hole that we are in. The sister just came up and just backed me up on this, because they also have an article that just came out, Thursday, talking about the same black hole that they're talking about here in the Discover magazine. So we're going to get into that type of stuff also. But this is one of the keys that's actually happening. And the Spirit gave me this, and I always check stuff up in the spirit realm. There's a lot of mold going around because of it, and bacteria because of that black hole. Now they got this mold that they got in these rich people houses all in Texas and stuff, and they got to move out of these mansions. I mean, huge mansions and stuff. The whole thing and stuff that's getting all messed up. That is because of this black hole we're in. But also, too, if you have dreadlocks, there's a lot of bacteria that can get in your dreadlocks if you don't take care of them in the right way. Because of the mold and all kind of shit that's happening. Now, believe it or not, one of the best things of the bacteria is some fucking antibacterial soap. I'm talking about that Palmolive, that Joy. And remember, our Consumer Report did a special back in 1985, and they said the biggest hoax out here was shampoo. They said you can wash your hair with dishwashing liquid. Same shit. They just laughing at the motherfucker. They dealing with fragrances and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest hoax is damn shampoo. But now that antibacterial, the stuff that now everything is antibacterial. There's a reason why all of a sudden, since 1993, everything became antibacterial. You see what I'm saying? But that's one of the keys, is get some antibacterial shit for your locks and for that type of stuff where you can, for your hair and stuff. Also, believe it or not, fucking antibacterial air refreshener. You can spray that shit on your head too. Serious business. Now, before we got into college, we used to spray all kind of shit, wig spray and hairspray and all this kind of thing. But we're talking about some stuff, because it's a lot of mold going on, a lot of stuff going around right now. That's very key. That's very key right now. What's that?
The other day, they had a DEA agent in Long Island. He went out to see some gurgling in his cesspool. His cesspool collapsed, and he drowned in a ton of his stuff, stuck in a ton of his own shit. He called him Iron Man, because he said he was in a nigger neighborhood, busting niggas in the head for having some reefer. Now, if that's not divine retribution,
there you have it.
He got more than more than that.
Yeah, there you have it. There you have it. Now, I want to get into one thing. First of all, I want to get into two things. Number one, the West Nile disease broke out in 1999 here in Atlanta, in New York, and it was dealing with the whole malathion shit. So I just knew it. I said, this shit has got to come to the CDC land, Atlanta. And sure enough, 2 years later, this thing is broken out in Atlanta. Weeks ago, the first case came down about 2-3 weeks ago. The first case came down of this West Nile disease, and somebody died. Then last week, another person died, both black people in the black community. So they said, fuck it, we got to spray all of Fulton County, the complete black community in Atlanta. So whatever Negroes had down there, because it's basically the city has gone mostly white since the Olympics. So, I mean, as far as running shit and all, so basically, they're going to spray the entire Fulton County, so it's the same bull that's going down. And it's going down right in Atlanta, and even the people who tested they caught about 2,000 mosquitoes one night last Thursday. The people who tested it was a group out of Detroit, out of Chicago, that worked on the one here in Atlanta. The people who are going to be doing the spraying is another group that worked on the one here in New York, excuse me. So they got that hit down there. And so here's another thing, and you know there's a lot of websites on chemtrails, and one of the websites on chemtrails said that one of the reasons for the chemtrail is to try to get some types of vaccines and some types of biological warfare to stop the Kundalini energy. They say stop ascension, but it's actually to stop the Kundalini energy. That's what they're talking about. So when David Icke and all them crackers talking about the reptilians, they're talking about the Kundalini energy, and that's a code word. You see what I'm saying? David Icke ain't nothing but a government fucking agent. Him and all the rest of them crackers. You see what I'm saying? And stuff. So when you ever hear this thing here, that's a code word when they're talking about that. Now he went down to Africa with the guy Kweta Mutwa and got him he kind of slurred him to present what David Icke's agenda was based on these reptilians in Quaker Mutwa's way. But I got a problem with Quaker Mutwa, because Quaker Mutwa used to work for the South African government. And he said in the damn tape that the South Africans almost killed him because they found out he was on Tom in 1976. Rising. Remember they said that on the tape? Quaker Mutwa. But my point here is the guy was given South African mythology. And David Icke was trying to sway him to say something about his agenda based on these reptilians because he knew he had to authenticate it by getting an African to do it. So it's very key. So it's very key how this whole thing goes. But the reptilian that they're talking about, code word, is the Caducer, the staff in the Caducer is the Kundalini race of people. And we're the Kundalini race of people because we're the only people that have the full use of the Kundalini, because the Kundalini has to filter out with what? The pineal gland. So we're the real Kundalini people. You see. So they dropped, so in these chemtrails, one guy said, watch the skies. Because it said, hell, the skies it's not a real blue no more. It can get halfway, but most of the time it's a light grayish blue, but not this real blue. And most days, they'll give you the real good blue day when you're going to have a little festival. But on most of them days, that shit is, even when the sun is shining, that shit is got the look of an overcast. You see. So but in the chemtrails information coming off of the internet, they say they're dropping this shit to stop ascension. But actually it's for the Kundalini people, because now they got the whole Malathion thing going on down in Atlanta. And that's to drop that shit to make sure that nobody's stuff rises. You see, so they got this thing going on. Now, getting back to the sharks. Now, did anybody see this? That they had a shark, this is what the NBC News said. They had a shark convention. You heard this? You saw this shit? It was about 100 sharks, but come to find out it was about 1,000 that met. These sharks that just met were just chilling. And it wasn't no way out somewhere. It was right up there with all the people. They had people swimming around and shit. But it's interesting. My point is if they sharks is biting off their legs, why the hell is one little girl paddling? That would be like buffet for their ass. But they just let her go because they was intelligent. They was having a doggone meeting. They was having a meeting. And they said it was a shark convention. I'm going to break the science on what this shit is really, really about. I'll give you the metaphysical science on the shark shit. So they had about 1,000 sharks. Then come to find out they had another meeting. About a week after they had the meeting, they had a meeting to let you understand the people didn't see this thing. They had a doggone meeting. And they had they were just sharks just swimming around in the water like they was talking to each other. And I mean, it was just tons of them. Now you know, and the shark experts, all these fucking experts. Oh, it ain't nothing to fear. Wait a minute. You got a fucking 1,000 sharks swimming around in a motherfucking your backyard. And that ain't nothing to worry about. You see, but they always got to do it that way. They said they had 2 meetings since then. Then all of a sudden these sharks is biting, so they say, well, they have shark attacks all the time. Well, they bit off the little boy. They say, well, you just ran because they bit a little boy leg off and they got all that attention. They said, we'll show your monkey ass. They bit one little cracker leg off. The next day they bit another cracker, bit two of them and one survived. But then they bit that damn brother. You see what I'm saying? That's because they know now there ain't no difference between black and white when it comes to doggone Negroes no more. We have a ride, so your ass will ride right in the mouth of a motherfucking shark. You see? So, they got these sharks biting up everything. There's a reason because of that. Number one, in a lot of the metaphysical information in the early 90s, they was trying to say that the dolphins represented Nomo of the whole Dogon thing. The fish, Nomo, the whole fish thing. You got Nomo in the Dogon mythology. You got the fish representing Jesus in the Christian mythology. You got Ionis, the fish man, also in the so-called Sumerian mythology. Now they got all these different aspects of the fish in different ancient mythology, but we know that the one that the Dogon say Nomo will return. They were dealing with the dolphins. The white people saying no, they said no, these are the dolphins. But in actuality, they said that the Nomos was coming to kick some ass. The Hopi Indians say the goddamn Kachinas. The Kachinas is coming back to kick some ass. And they said it'll be some spiritual people going against physical people. So, but you hear this thing here? You heard about a couple of months ago, they even came on the key. Dolphins do this shit. So anyway, you got the whole Nomo thing going on. Now to break it down even more, you got to go back to two things happen that they know. They know that hurricanes come from where? The Middle Passage. Right? They know that the way of the hurricanes in hurricane season come the same way that the slave ships came. Okay? Now we know that any type of cataclysmic and disastrous event in history will create vortexes of disaster. You got your Bermuda Triangle shit to go on. You got stuff all over the world. You got the Goree Island. Anytime these niggas come over, you big nigga from Washington, D.C. and shit. You know what I'm saying? And all your family work in the White House, and you go up in Goree Island, and next thing you know, your ass is hollering like a damn slave and shit. You seen this stuff here. Even Sankofa showed you that and all, but that really happens. So they have all types of things that happen based on slavery. So you got the hurricanes come through every year based on some shit that happened in the Middle Passage in the Atlantic. That's energy. Those are spirits. Same spirits that got into the two lions in Africa. And in the movie The Ghost in the Darkness. And in the movie they say, and when they got to the Maasai say, that ain't no doggone that's no lions. Those are spirits, ghosts and darkness. You see what I'm saying? Now, you got different things that happen that way. And they said that they got the two lions in Chicago, in the Natural Museum of History in Chicago, and they say, when people look into their eyes today, even though they put the glass eyes and shit up in there, still they say the shit strikes fear in you. So the spirit realm can do things. Now, you got the Middle Passage, you got all that hurricane stuff that started happening. You see? And they hit the islands first because the islands was the first to receive the slaves. The whole Caribbean. You see? And so, they hit, Hugo came to Charleston, South Carolina, one of the greatest slave ports ever, and tore that shit up back in 91 or 92. You see, so you got this thing that happens in the Middle Passage. All right. In the story of the Middle Passage, I also went down in the Middle Passage was if you had a slave ship and you had an X amount of slaves that you had to get to port at a certain time, if you didn't arrive on that day, they could charge you less for the slaves. So when the ships started getting slow, they had to abort slaves to pick up speed. And what they say happened, the sharks would follow the slowest boats because they knew food was coming off the side. Now meanwhile, that means they got enough sharks that bit enough slaves and ate on slaves, but what happens? It's in the movie Ravenous. It's in that book Melanin People. They call it Pasquale. When you eat somebody, you take on their spirit. The Native Americans talked about it in the movie Ravenous. Yeah, eating blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh, and all this. There's a book called Jesus, The Last Days of the Vampire. They sell it down in Atlanta. White people sell the book down in Atlanta. We're going to get into some stuff because that taps into the whole Aaliyah shit that went down. Now, so anyway, these sharks would bite on these slaves, and what would happen? They said that they was aborting literally dozens and dozens and hundreds of slaves over 300-something years, or longer than that. You see what I'm saying? So as a result, the spirit enters into the slave, and it is trapped. Now let me explain something. There's a book called Death, Dreams, and Vampires. I didn't bring it. This is a critical study. This ain't no, we be like, oh, that's some comic book shit. No, these motherfuckers, Yale University put this shit out. You thinking there's some bullshit, but them crackers be on the shit. You know what I'm saying? State University of New York put out Pascal Beverly Randolph's book, Black Occultists. You see, so we be, that's some bullshit. No, you think it's some bullshit. The same shit that's in Forbidden Planet is in State University of New York, Princeton University, Yale University. These crackers don't be bullshitting. You know, we the motherfuckers be bullshitting around in a fucked up religion for years, or some motherfucker who ain't never coming back. You see what I'm saying? You know, now but white people, they don't know if it, you know, they ain't gonna bullshit around. If it don't work, they say, well, fuck that. We got to go to the next system. You know, that's why you go down to New Orleans, and you go to the Marie Laveau's Museum of Voodoo, ain't nothing in there but crackers. Some of their voodoo priests. They got 3 million Yoruba practitioners, white practitioners in the United States. Now I said 3 million white Yoruba practitioners. You got a white Jew in Chicago that sets over the head of the goddamn Yorubas in the United States. And that ain't including your Santeria, which is all of Latin America and all them crackers. Then you saturate the energy. And that shit don't work no more. Other than, you know, just going to get a little, you know, you feeding and all that shit. But we ain't talking about no major shit. Take no crackers out. Because you done saturated in it. Fucking the damn Nigerians and all them pimp that shit. They sell to the highest bidder. See what I'm saying? And in the niggas, because we love white people so much, I'm a priest, and the priest means I got to accept all my children. So one sister goes down into, get smuggled into Cuba, real strong sister, get smuggled into Cuba, they tell her that she got all these white motherfuckers she got to deal with because goddamn Oshun and them said so. You see what I'm saying? But I'm going to drop on that too based on the spirit realm and the spiritual war in a few minutes. So, going back, there's a book called Death, Dreams, and Vampires, Yale University. And in there, basically what happens is the soul, when the soul dies, the soul identifies with the body. So basically that soul, now I'm not talking about the spirit, there's a different thing. The spirit is what runs the physical plane. That ain't nothing but energy that runs the matrix. White people have spirits, roaches have spirits, rats have spirits. That's just the stuff that makes the shit move. That ain't nothing but energy. You see what I'm saying? That make the shit move. But we the motherfuckers only have souls. A soul is different. A soul is a son that existed prior to creation. That's the difference. A spirit, everything is so right. Say, I cut you, you bleed, and I bleed. That's why we get into the occult and all this shit, and we can't understand, and we always thinking it's about white people, so white people have spirits and all that. They have a spirit, everything got a spirit. A spider got a fucking spirit. A rat got a motherfucking spirit. A snail got a spirit. But a soul is different. A soul is a sun, solar. S-U-N-S-O-N. That's the difference. So the soul, once the spirit leaves, the soul remains in the body. And the soul identifies with it was trapped, and it doesn't rise up until the body decomposes. Then it says, oh fuck, I see my goddamn ribs. I must be dead. Then the soul exits. Now, that's why the people in India would burn the body so that they could take that soul and direct that soul back. But some souls was high. They didn't want to lose for reincarnation. So they could direct that soul and say, well, let's go and reincarnate this motherfucker over here. Okay, go ahead. Let me know when you're ready. Ready? So they say this soul, they will say the soul is going to reincarnate in this person over here. So they can direct that soul, they can go and get that soul, or that person, or that incarnate, and they can teach that person, and therefore it didn't end up being an advanced priest, but went up to the astral light and got shot back down on the motherfucking body, and ended up somewhere tap dancing. This motherfucker was a damn he was a fucking advanced priest. He go up here, you know, he's advanced priest, walking through walls and shit, go up to that fucking fucked up astral light, get snapped back down on the body, next thing he build Bojangles and shit. That old shit. You see? So they say, no, we gotta save this soul. Now, regular motherfuckers, they be like, well, let that motherfucker reincarnate, he wasn't shit no way. You know what I'm saying? We talking about advanced priests and stuff, or people that's got a high awareness. Then they would not want to lose those souls. Some of these, you know, they would not want to lose those souls, so they would have to direct it. So they would burn the body so that they could get the reincarnation factor up fast, and the soul escapes in a matter of minutes when the body is burned, and they can deal with that stuff. You see what I'm saying? So when the shark eats the soul or the body, the soul remains in the shark. You heard those stories, Jonah and the whale? It's metaphysical stuff. But actually the whale represents the physical illusion, the matrix, the Maya. And Jonah trapped in the whale is the story of us trapped in the whale. But also, they eat the shark, the shark eats the human, and the soul remains in the damn shark. And when the shark gives birth to another baby, the soul continues into a reincarnation in the shark. So what you got here is you got motherfucking African slaves that was eaten 200 years ago, 150 years ago, 170 years ago. Now these motherfuckers is in the generations of the fucking sharks, waiting on instructions from us. That means that right now, I'm going to tell you how this shit goes. We say we stop all the dumb shit. This is how this thing goes. That means that the best ritual is one you make up yourself, because it's coming from the archetypes of the collective unconsciousness. That's all the African did, and the ones you be doing now. So that means that one of y'all going to go home and write a goddamn ritual to the sharks, eat some crackers, because they're waiting on instructions. That's how the shit goes. So when I asked the spiritual plane, what are them motherfuckers doing? They say they're waiting on instructions. And I said, well, damn, what do they mean, waiting on the instructions? And I said, oh, shit. That means that only you got to do is go write your motherfucking shark ritual up. And write it up in your own way. That means if the shit say, play some Barry White, play some Barry White, or play some Al Green, then that means you got to play the Al Green, because it ain't got nothing to do with no motherfucker beating on no drum 2,000 years ago. It's got something to do with your energy and your lifestyle. So they say eat some goddamn white chocolate. So shit you might like, you know. Some goddamn oysters and shit, you know. Whatever niggas eat. Some Krispy Kreme or whatever. You know. Then, if it tells you whatever to do, but see what you're doing, you're putting your own energy in it. And that's how the ritual works. You are the doggone avatar. You are the necromancer. You are the magician, the magus. So what's happening here is those are souls from the middle passage rearing up, they're ready to go. That's the goddamn army. And them crackers know that shit too. But on the other hand, these are slaves. They go in and they looking at this nigga down in Bahama. They say, this a motherfucking cracker. Bite his leg off too. Because nobody don't want to be black no more. See how that shit go? Nobody don't want to be black no more. And you know, the conscious community always said it. The ones say, you know, there's going to come a time they're going to start fucking niggas up. Well, that's your sign now. You got to stay out the goddamn water. And not you. Because they know the conscious people. Ain't nothing happening to the conscious people. You see what I'm saying? Are the ones that's true with this shit. Not somebody just following the crowd. You know, when the shit get tough, you go back to goddamn the church. You see? Yeah. Right, see, going back to the church and shit. You know, that kind of stuff. So, this is what's going on. Now, the Aaliyah, this is why Aaliyah died. Anne Rice's vampire companion. You want to get a hell of a metaphysical book? Get this motherfucker right here. Anne Rice's vampire companion. I did a book called Vampires from Heaven. Man, shoot, I got so much science. I drafted a whole lecture off of the science in the book. But then, you know, I'm a researcher. Come to find out, she referenced in a book called Sumerian Mythology, where she talks about a god called Amel. You always get these, anytime you get the Greek word mel, it's actually Etruscan, that means black. The Greeks had a word for the Egyptians. We didn't know this in the Afros when we was trying to claim, you know, we was trying to get all this stuff back, this stuff was black. The Greeks called the Egyptians Maleppus, or Maleppus, Blackfoot. It's in the, and I saw all these years it slipped me, it's in the books, in the Serious Mystery book, Robert Temple. He translates it, the word Maleppus means Blackfoot, and the Egyptians, the Greeks thought of the Egyptians as the Blackfoot ones. In Sumeria, in the Gilgamesh and the Sumerian epics, they call them the black-haired ones. So they got a god called Amel. And Amel gets in the queen of the damned, Akasha. Now Akasha starts the complete vampire journals. It started by one black woman in Egypt. This is in the book. And Akasha gets bitten by Amel, melanin, and from the Amel that's in her blood, she becomes the first vampire. Then Alicia is playing this Akasha, queen of the damned. Let me get this thing. Let me read this. This is important. This is why the sister died. It's a couple of things. Okay, now let me get this thing here. And it's in, you go, see, I'm not really, see, it's not like this shit happened. I gotta go and make up some shit. Go get my tape, Vampires from Heaven. Also a book called, Vampires from Heaven is the stuff that's in there. Vampires from Heaven. It's in there, you know, where the book, the tape I did 2 years ago in '99, and now, lo and behold, this shit is coming out. But, let's look, I'm gonna read something. Now she got Osiris up in this shit, Amun-Ra, Dionysus, Isis, Aset. She got the whole Camite pantheon all up in this book. Now look at this. Amel. There's Amel. Amel is a spirit who fuses with Akasha. That's the queen of the damned. That's the one that Aaliyah is playing. To create the first vampire. Rice Anne Rice, that's the person who wrote Interview with the Vampire, and Anne Rice is the one. This is a dangerous motherfucking white ass bitch here. Yeah, dangerous motherfucker bought a goddamn castle. When I read this book, I said, wait a minute, this motherfucking cracker here is nothing to be fucking around with. This bitch knows some shit. But it was a message. See, it's always a part of trying to, it's investigative research. I was up here in New York in 1994. Did a lecture with me and Daoud at Phil Valentine's house. The next day, the brother Bill Lilly said, I want to take you to the sister store of Magical Child. I went to Magical Child and the guy had died and the shelves was all dusted. There wasn't shit up in there. So we went to Enchantment. The Enchantment metaphysical store, and we went up in there. The crackers was like going crazy because the Interview with the Vampire was just released. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they was like, they had study groups. They had a meeting in the back of the store, and they was discussing this shit, and they was getting in an argument because they knew the Pantheon. They were saying, no, it went this way. They were saying, no, it went that way. And I said, wait a minute. This Anne Rice shit here is some serious shit. These crackers up in Enchantment, it was almost like a convention going on. Now, and see, in Interview with the Vampire, in the movie, they say the best blood is of Creole blood. By the time they got the video, I don't know, you might get some videos, they cut it out of most of the videos, but you might be able to get it in this. They just put a new re-release video last year. They just came out with a new re-release video last year on Interview with the Vampire. They say the best blood is of the Creole blood because it has the melanin in it. Now, it's the same cracker. Now, going right along. So, Anne Rice had read about Amel in the ancient Middle Eastern word for evil and the witches of Mokari and Mekeret. Amel appears in several nights in the first communion from Egypt, whom, I'm going to get right to the point, where basically it's in the Akasha part. Basically, this Amel entity fuses herself in the blood of Akasha. Then Akasha becomes the first vampire coming out of Hemmitt. Then you get the movie Vampire in Brooklyn. Where did everybody say they came from? Egypt. Who is the vampire? Break this down again. Osiris is in a coffin. Dracula is in a coffin. Dracula wears black. Osiris is the god of the black. It has the red on the inside of the cape, but he wears the black. Santa Claus got red, black, and white on. Dracula has red, black, and white. Guess what fucking Osiris is called? No, Santa Claus is called, in Spain, they call the Moor the Old Nick. The Old Nick. You hear the Satan or the Saint Nick and all, you got that, but they call it the Old Nick. This is in Moorish Spain. See what I'm saying? One man's God is another man's devil. See, now, Osiris wears black. He's the god of the black. Dracula, you get the word constellation of Draco. The great mother is from Draco. Constellation of Draco, the great dragon. The house of Dracul. They got a whole dragon society over in England. That white boy, Sir Lawrence Gardner, is a part of that shit. You see, all this stuff here coincides. So you get, even your boy Bram Stoker said, I got my story from a dream. Anytime you get some shit from a dream, that's no different than the same shit that they was doing 18 years ago when the Book of Enoch was drafted. When Sefer Yeser, all these particular books was drafted. They get them from transmission. He said, I got my book from a dream. The second only to the King James Version of the Bible. There's only one book that's in sales. The number one book in the world that sells more than any book is the King James Version. That's because the British Museum, the British Empire spread that motherfucker all over the world. Took everybody else shit and put it in the British Museum and gave everybody else the goddamn Bible. So the number one book in the world is the King James Version. Second only to the King James Version is Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's because now there's something spiritual about that. Okay, Dracula has a coffin. Osiris has a sarcophagus. Dracula is always with his women. Osiris got him 2 women pimping beside him. Straight up. Nephthys and Isis. You see what I'm saying? But there's always 3 women, the Stygian witches, the Gorgons, Medusa, in the mythology. They got 3 women around Dracula and Bram Stoker. But they're talking about Egyptian mythology. So Akasha is the first person of the Vampire Chronicles that gets bitten by melanin. By melanin. So, it's simple. They get a person that's virgin for a sacrifice. They couldn't get Whitney. You know, she done been in the news too much. Done kissed Kevin Costner. You know Costner? You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. She's a fucking space cadet. You know what I mean? They can't get no old, molded, rancid, mildewed ass, black ass hoe that done been pimped out by the white man in Hollywood. No rheumatism ass, molded, mildewed motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They can't get her ass. They gotta get somebody pure. You know what I'm saying? Some fresh meat. You know, 22, that's a master number. You see what I'm saying? So they gotta get somebody pure so they get a leader because they don't know about her yet. You see what I'm saying? We knew, but it's a sacrifice. Now this sacrifice goes on every fucking 2 years. 99, it was Diana, which is after the goddess Diana or Artemis. Diana. 2 years later, 97, Diana. 2 years later, 99, John. Little John F. Kennedy motherfucker. All of them died in the summer solstice after Sirius rises. 2 years after that, Aaliyah, they done gone black. They said, no, this is the fucking millennium. We got to sacrifice a Negro or a Negress. Oh, you got Selena. Selena, I guarantee you in 1985. 85, 86, 85, I think. 1995. See, every 2 years. So that's a Latin. That's it, Selena. I knew it was somebody else. Jehovah's wickedness. Also, now you also have other sacrifice also too. You got your Tupac and your Biggies and all of that type of thing. But we talk about on that every 2 years. Selena in 95. You see what I'm saying? Give or take. It's all the same shit. Well, she was up and coming, up and rising. She did her first English translated album right when the woman killed her, some senseless bullshit. Up and coming. Then they go all the way, and Selena, Diana, John F. Kennedy Jr., then they said, well, you got to get black, this is the millennium. And it's the summer solstice. That's when they jug Lou Reem up their ass. Summer solstice. Always a lot of shit happening when Sirius rises. Sirius rising. So here it is, they get Aliyah, which means one exalted of the Most High, something like that is the translation. Most High exalted one. That's Mayat. If they're dealing with a woman, see the whole concept? That's the whole Mayat thing. But the key here is she had to become Mayat when she go do the Queen of the Damned. Now, in mythology, the damned, a lot of times, is not as you think it is. The damned is also the underworld. That's called the chthonic world. You see what I'm saying? And the queen of that, Mayat, would be a chthonic queen. What is a chthonic? Chthonic means earth, they come, the underworld to, if you in the heavens, the underworld would actually be the earth. And Osiris in the underworld, the Osiris in the underworld would be the black body of the black human, because this is the mummified, this is the mummy. Osiris is inside of the mummy. So the queen of the dam would be a form of Mayat, Set Mayat, Aset, Isis. Because you know the goddesses are interchangeable. Number 7, it's always a lot of stuff. JFK died on the 28th. Well, it's always the 7s or whatever, you know. So the key here is the Aaliyah thing was a sacrifice. Yeah, well, see, it's just a sacrifice. But the sacrifice is now becoming black. You see, because that's another energy that they're dealing with now. So they took the sister out on that level with serious rising. Now, this is when you know it's a sacrifice. You can watch entertainment tonight. They'll never have shit black. It's always white people, sexy Brad Pitt. Sexy motherfucking Brad Pitt. You know, black people be doing shit, all these movies and stuff. They never have nothing black. Then all of a sudden, man, we're going to count down. They started doing, we're going to come back tomorrow and tell you some more shit about Aaliyah. We're going to come back tomorrow and tell you some more shit. And then all the news companies, news corporations around the world. Like she, you know what I'm saying? Now here, that means that white people didn't even know about her until she was dead. It's like that Bruce Lee thing. Most motherfuckers didn't know about Bruce Lee until after Bruce Lee died. After they slayed that nigga ass. You see what I'm saying? That's when Bruce Lee became an international superstar. You see, right, that's true too, but also too, they slayed him. It was a ritual back in 1973. He died June 30th, 1973. They slayed that nigga in 73 because they knew that they was going to drop Enter the Dragon around September of 1973. And Enter the Dragon was a ritual movie to kill the black man. Don't let nobody fool you. Why the fuck you think they got Jim Kelly ass on the movie poster hanging up in them goddamn chains? And not only did they kill him, it wasn't fucking enough to kill him. They had to drop him in fucking acid. And they ain't having 2 motherfuckers on the island that do goddamn kung fu. Jim Kelly and fucking Bruce Lee and John Saxon, no fighting motherfucking ass don't live. He didn't take karate until 4 years after the damn movie. Then they make mockery. He gets his ass whipped in the beginning of the movie and Jim Kelly gotta help him out. No motherfucker, you gotta make this move. Well, he was one of them smart brothers. He knew that damn bottom was going to fall out with that black exploitation shit. So he got into real estate. But he ain't no... So Jim Kelly, one of them smart motherfuckers. He said, no, this shit going to fall by 79. Our shit going to be through. So Jim Kelly started dealing with him some damn real estate before the shit. But see, they knew. They said, no, we got to get a motherfucker that look a certain way. We don't want no Yappacat Hoto motherfucker up here kicking. We want a Jim Kelly with the real nice fucking afro. It's a fucking ritual. See what I'm saying? This is a ritual, and they had to kill Jim Kelly, but it was a ritual because look, the other movies, Chinese Connection, Fist of Fury, and well, Game of Death came out after that, but Chinese Connection, it was 3 of them before that. Chinese Connection, Fist of Fury, Return of the Dragon, which also aired after him, but it was completed. But Chuck Norris became an international superstar because of that. But the first one where they put the most amount of money was when Warner Brothers and them picked the shit up. And they said, this is opportune time to do a fucking ritual. This was right in the heat of the Watergate shit. They say, goddamn nigga done blew the damn whistle on the motherfucker up there. You know that damn nigga found him in the hotel and shit and called his master and ain't worked a day and died 2 years ago in a bus to Georgia. Never got a job again, the guy that blew the whistle on the shit. But this was right during the heat of Watergate. And they said, wait a minute. They took Jim Kelly out and they said, wait a minute. He's going to become an international superstar when they take him out. They had already made this movie and it was a ritual to kill the black man. And the Spirit told me this shit back in 73. This shit has bothered me for fucking damn near 28 years. It bothered me. And when the movie came, when they digitally remastered the shit in 97, and I was going to get a copy, the Spirit said, don't get that shit. That was a ritual to kill the fucking black man. You see? So they do these things. That's why the black man always dies on the other movies, on all the sci-fi movies, until they wanted black people to start saving them. Then they start living. Like one of the best movies is Pitch Black. Only motherfuckers who lived on that movie was 2 black people and 1 little white girl. You see what I'm saying? That 1 little white girl, but they had to kill the other white girl just to let her live. I said, that was a good-ass movie. This man, only 2 motherfuckers live in the movie. One more, that imam, alhamdulillah, and the black man. Yeah, but he learned quick. You don't live with white motherfuckers sooner or later. And the only reason why they both lived because the things on the planet was black. When the sun went into eclipse, that's when the melanin realm starts. And the only one could see him was the one with the third eye, the black man in the movie, Pitch Black. Good-ass movie. That's one you need to buy and put on the shelf. He was black. His name is Ben Diesel. He's a black guy. He's a black guy. He's a black guy now. But anyway, they do these particular sacrifice in these particular movies and stuff. They do this particular sacrifice, and when she completed, they didn't pick her for Queen of the Damned. Look, this book here, Anne Rice is top shit. Now that means they got people all over Hollywood just trying to be that. Anne Rice and they ain't gonna put no newcomer, Johnny come lately, or unknown in a major movie. Here's a bunch. She got one little movie, Romeo is bleak, Romeo must die, and then the next thing you know, she's trying to complete the Matrix thing. But my point is why the hell you think all of a sudden this motherfucker getting all the goddamn work? You know, niggas got to work hard for years before you see him in some shit. All of a damn sudden, you know, she's been out for a while, but still yet she's basically unknown. Anne Rice and they ain't gonna put them in the movie now unless it's a sacrifice. Now the damn movie is gonna be a major ritual. This is how this shit goes. This is how this thing goes. By the way, if you want to invoke this Zara Banda, the ones I was calling on, we got them in the front cover of this particular book, this Ark of Sophis magazine. But I'm going to go in that in a few minutes because all of a sudden, you got to stick around for this. Because I know we've been coming for years saying this shit here is up. But let me tell you something. They got some fools in the spirit world that went hog wild about a month ago. And these hog wild, but it ain't who you think it is. They went hog wild. Start fucking niggas up. You see what I'm saying? And they wasn't fucking up the messed up nigga. They was fucking with niggas on our side. I'm going into this stuff here. But they hit my ass good. Now I knew so. I said they hit me good, but for about an hour I was like, look, okay, goddamn it, I'll go ahead and die. Anything to get this motherfucking pain off my ass. And then what they did with me was so severe until I got through one night because I had these spirits to work on me. But then when it started healing, they had done so much damage to me until in order for me to get through the night of healing, I had to go get some shit that they give to cancer patients to relieve the damn pain. My aunt, you know, I got an aunt that's a goddamn pharmacist and shit. She the kind of motherfucker the white man say, we gonna put your head on this skateboard. Your body fucked up. We gonna cut your head off and put it on this skateboard. She's so scared of death, she'll go ahead on, doctor. I just have to have my little son kick me around and roll me on that skateboard. So she had a little cancer in her ass, benign. And we say, Aunt Jane, we got all kind of herbal remedies to get rid of that. No, I think I'll go with the chemotherapy with the doctor. Ain't that a bitch? You got a benign cyst on your ass. We say, Aunt Jane, it ain't nothing. But see, only here is cancer. We can cure that shit. You can get somebody to massage that shit out. It's benign. No, I think I'll go with the damn doctor. When they had to get that shit cut off her ass in fall of 1997, she didn't get out of the fucking hospital till fall of 1998. They was like, this motherfucker got one of the best insurance packages in the world. So her ass became a major goddamn event for them niggas, because they kept her in there until they damn near almost killed her, until I had to do a ritual to get her out. But anyway, in order for me to get through this shit that they give me, I had to go get some shit they give cancer patients. Because I said, no, all that other damn massaging and positive thoughts ain't working. I need some straight up narcotics for this motherfucker right here. Because these niggas fucked me up. They rolled on my ass. And so, Oxycontin. Dawood say Oxycontin. He got it. It's Oxycontin. So what happened was, Dawood say Oxycontin. And so the Sister Kimberly was in nursing. She was like, damn, that's the shit they give cancer patients. Now you know you gotta be, when they give you some shit for cancer, your ass is hurting. I told my brother Mike, I said, does Jane Esther got some shit over there for me? I said, my shit is fucked up. And it's raining outside. I said, I called Oya up to bring it, and Oya said, well, I'll get there when I get there. But right now I'm a little busy. I said, it's raining outside. Do you have anything for me? Because I'm fucked up. Couldn't sit, I had to walk around. Just walk around all fucking day. He said, as a matter of fact, we got some shit called Oxycontin. He said, you can't, you gotta swallow it. You can't bite into it. He said, crackers is biting and biting into it, and it gets you, it's just like crack. You just be fucked up. Yeah, so he said, you can't bite into it. You gotta swallow this shit, because if you bite into it, you're gonna be high as hell. You're gonna go to another planet. I said, well, you gotta bring that shit home. So, that shit, but man, I'm telling you, they roll on my ass. They roll on my ass, boy. I swear to God. They had me for about an hour. I was like, fuck it. Just fuck it. Just come home and take me. So it's some dangerous shit, but we're gonna go into that in a few minutes. Now, let's get into this. Okay, let me get into this one last thing. Now, they got this racism summit that they had last week down in South Africa. But yet, all of a sudden, America got to pull out of it because the racism summit said that Zionism is racism. So what they're telling you that Israel is the 59th state and an invention of America, and under no circumstances does anything go against Israel that ain't America. Now this is what a motherfucking Palestinian told me. A Palestinian said, if America give us 1 week and move out for 1 week, we can take goddamn Israel in a week. They said, but America, we fighting America. Or the Israeli army is the best one. No, motherfucker, that's America. And the Palestinians say, if America get out of Israel in motherfucking 1 week, we can take that bitch. So they had to pull out of that because Israel is the 51st state, Israel is the state of Israel. Why the fuck you think they call it a state? They don't call it the state of China. They don't call it the state of Russia. They don't call it the state of Paris. They say the state of fucking Israel. It's the 51st state. Israel is America. See what I'm saying? So they had to pull out of that shit because South Africa and that conference was talking about America. Now you got that shit. You see. They made that state to falsify, to get themselves in history as a pain and suffering people. And they paid off, and Hitler and all the motherfuckers was a part of that shit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, right. That's the whole shit was about just to do that. And because before Israel, the only motherfuckers who went through a pain and suffering on humongous proportions that is doggone mythological and legendary was black people. So they taking the funk. Now, so that whole thing went down just to let you know that if you didn't believe that shit wasn't America, you knew last week after they pulled out of that racism summit that America is Israel. Now, let me get into this thing with Khaled right quick. Now, like I said, I had no means on talking on Khaled. You know what I'm saying? And all, you know, a couple of things went down with the whole thing with Khaled last year and the whole summit thing. So, you know, when the thing went down, I'm not saying that I was like good riddance or nothing like that. I'm not talking like that. I'm just saying I didn't get that kind of information. So therefore, I wasn't going to invent nothing. The information I was receiving was only through his son. Now, the son called me the day he entered the hospital. Now, I can say this much. I'll go into what I got from the son first and the incident that happened with what went down. Then we'll go into the new stuff that I couldn't turn my back on because the simple fact, I believe that the series of events that happened, I was supposed to talk on it because obviously they must have scared the shit out of Steve Coakley. They scared the shit out of that nigga boy, and nobody don't want to deal with this kind of stuff here. Like I told you, any day you wake up should be a bad day. So do me a goddamn favor, so I don't have to worry about no more gas bill, no more light bill, no more shit getting cut off. Do me a goddamn favor. Fuck the dumb shit. Do me a fucking favor. Because, you know what's interesting? This is the most beautiful. I went out to California, and it was a brother that was in the nation of the first resurrection of Oliver Life. This brother was 69. And this brother told me this, and I said, you know, this is why I came to California just to hear what you said right then. He said, man, I look at my goddamn people, and he said, not that our people is fucked up is our condition. He said, but I look at our people ain't about shit no more. They don't want to hear nothing conscious. They don't want to hear shit. He said, so I wish I was dead. He said, I really wish I was dead. I said, man, that's the beautifulest thing I've heard coming from a black man recently. He said, I wish the fuck I was dead. So do me a damn favor, Black Panther, fucked up, whoever the fuck you are, do me a goddamn favor. Do me a goddamn favor. I don't know what the fuck, but every time, I don't know how people live, really. I go down to the goddamn supermarket with $20 and motherfuckers be looking at me like, this is like $1. You can't get shit with this. Now, I don't know about you, but shit, I don't know about you, man. But I'm just telling you. $100 is like $1. And when shit get like that, it's time to get the fuck on. Cause look, I'm tired of goddamn being invented just to eat. Putting shit together, making shit work. I mean, shit is, I don't know about y'all. I'm talking about me. I'm ass out with this finance shit. See what I'm saying? I'm liable to get some, fuck the dumb shit. I'm telling you, I'm liable to get some goddamn Clorox and some detergent and wash my drawers out in the bathroom sink. That's how rough shit is. I ain't got no goddamn washing machine. I ain't saying I'm lying. I'm telling you, I do that shit. The shirts and all that shit. Get it cleaner than the washing machine. Extra bleach, extra white. I tell you, it's fucked up. I don't know about you. So do me a goddamn favor. Somebody, I want to live. So what? This shit is tired. Fuck humanity and fuck life. Tell you. This shit is, so believe me, do me a goddamn favor. I ain't gonna say, oh, well, I'm gonna stay home because the motherfucker say they gonna kill me. Well, do me a goddamn favor. Shit. Because if a motherfucker lives me, I got problems. He done lived me. If we make up some new damn word. Yeah, this is interesting now. Look at this shit here now. Let me show you how the goddamn white man works. See, the white man got the power to define. Nigga was talking about the Ebonics. Now, we know that they had a whole, that was a real serious study about this shit. But by the time they got to the public and the white man, niggas start making jokes. Ebonics, yeah, Ebonics. Let me tell you about the white man. So with us, we were saying that we done used shit so long, and based on us being immigrants like everybody else in the aspect of everybody else, immigrants get status. So the Chinese don't have to talk right. The Italian don't have to talk right. The French don't have to talk correct English. Only fucking niggas. Okay? Now everybody else, let me show you the deal. So then all of a sudden we start making excuses by trying to use one of the most fucked up languages on the planet, English. A fucked up language that's got half of our shit in it. Alright? Now, so they talked about the Ebonic shit. Motherfuckers laugh. You them niggas talking about Ebonics. You see this shit on 48 Hours the other day? They got the damn Encyclopedia Britannica has hired a white boy from America who is one of the top linguists of the British language in the world. And he's working for the top shit, and guess what the motherfucker say? They say that they're revising the Encyclopedia Britannica. He said any goddamn word that we use over 50 fucking years is entered into the canon. See that shit? Do you hear what I'm saying? This cracker saying any word that we use that's a slang. You know, let's say like a BLT, let's say like a, give me one, Mickey D. What's up? Anything that is used over 50 years in the English language that is popularized on a national scale has to be entered into the canon of the Encyclopedia Britannica. And it takes them 15 years to complete the complete version of that motherfucker. But when it comes to us, we get laughed at. See what the cracker say? You see the difference about them motherfuckers defining shit? They say we can fuck up a language, and if we use it long enough because we are a white race, we will make that motherfucker legitimate. See? Alright? It's not like that same thing we tell the motherfuckers for years ago. Black people don't do well on no goddamn tests. Black people don't do well on tests because the test is made up biased with white people. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Niggas been talking that shit since the 70s. Nobody want to hear it. Long come a show called How to Be a Millionaire. Mr. White Man, oh, he got all the answers. Yeah. Oh, here goes another $10,000. Yeah. Here's $15,000. They say that motherfucker's he's about 2 questions away from the million. Got to get the radio, throw in the black question. Well, I'm lying on you. They say, throw in the black question. Because they know that Harvard motherfucker ain't gonna get the black question. Be some easy shit. It don't even be no hard shit. Yeah, Underground Railroad. Something like that. You know, Underground Railroad. Motherfucker might say, Whitney Houston. You know, See, they fuck them crackers up every time. Then if they get to the meeting, they say, well, throw in one of them black questions that niggas don't know. Throw in the black thing, and what happens? That cracker fails every time. I say, look at this shit. That's the same shit what we've been saying for years, them crackers biting the dust off the black question. And I be saying to myself, I know it. He got to know that. Just like white people been saying, you got to know that. You see what I'm saying? So this is how this shit goes down. Now, let's go into this. Khaled's son calls his father falls out on a Monday. He called me on Tuesday. He said, you know, Pops is in the hospital. This is California. This is the one that looked just like him. He said, Pops is in the hospital. He's in the hospital. He fell out last night and had a brain hemorrhage. And they say he's bleeding on the brain. But the doctor's saying ain't nothing they can do. I'm like, you goddamn right you're saying ain't nothing they can do. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck did he end up in a hospital? Okay. He said, we're waiting on the little Farrakhan to come down, and we're going to decide what we're going to do. This is the son telling me. So, they came down. They said, ain't nothing we can do. We can keep him alive a day. And see if some of the blood can drain off of the brain. He said, but y'all got to make the decision because he's already brain dead. This is what Cracker saying. He's already brain dead, and you all got to make the decision whether you all going to pull the life support because you're the family members. So the oldest son, which is California, from one other wife, which is like 23 and stuff, and the other had to wait till the other one comes down. So, to make the decision. So they make the decision on a Wednesday to pull the life support. California say, Pops then came and visited me. This is what the son is telling me. Yeah, he said, Pops then came and visited me. He said, because the Pop said, well, you know I ain't into this spiritual thing, so you're going to have to help me get through. This is what California was telling me on the phone. He said, Pops then came and visited me. He said, but I met with Pops 2 weeks ago, and I told Pops, you ain't got long. You ain't got long. So, and so how I came into this thing was, this is how I got in the middle of this. California was one of the sons that wasn't speaking to college. So, when I met with California, he used to call, I say, look, man, just go ahead and speak to your Pops. So, when I saw Khaled right before the conference, I told Khaled that your son is going to speak to you, he just ain't ready right now. So Khaled got with me in Soul Vegetarian in July and said, I want to thank you because my son came back and started speaking to me. So the son and them got together and they had a big day together. The son told him, you ain't got long because the son is spiritual. So you don't have long, Pops. You need to watch out. But now the son said that he had already been, the doctors had already told him about he had hypertension. We'll get into that shit in a few minutes. That's some fake shit for black people. When your kundalini rises, the blood pressure automatically shoots up. You see, and all this medication shit for the rest of your life. Okay, so the son called and said, Pops was down, and Pops already came to me and told me, you know, you're going to have to help me get to the other side, because I ain't never was into the spirit thing. All right. So they pull the life support. This man lives for a day and a half on his own. So right there I say, see, that meant that the spirit was hovering over the body. That means he knew Miss Rudolph, Baba all this, such and such this, root lady this, spiritual healer this. his shit could have been hooked right up, put right back in the body. Because they got, people have aneurysm all the time and come back through. But see, he up in that cracker hospital. They say, we ain't doing shit. See? So the people up there, we uniting forces. We're not going to let nobody get through here and harm the black man. I'm like, motherfucker, you need to be in there looking at the goddamn doctors. Fucking nigga on the outside. Ain't nobody going to get in here and go all the way up to damn, what's that, Kennesaw, Georgia? I say, the motherfuckers y'all need to be guarding is on the inside. That's them goddamn doctors. I say, but see, you don't even supposed to even be up in that shit. You see? So that was already fucked up. So he hung on for a day and a half. Then when he died, they had a big ass storm came through the same time he died. You see, now, I tapped into these entities in March. The ones I gave you, the Congo rights, 11 of them, there was 4 other ones came, Otisha, Cheola, Omagumu, Tiacha, and Shumala. And it opened up a couple of spiritual seals at that particular time on another realm, the regular psychic shit. I ain't talking about this regular little shit here and all, you know, regular psychic. It's on a whole nother outer realm. So, I asked then, this was in March, this was almost a month after. I said, well, the son said, the son's report was that Pop died of a natural death. But we already knew he done threw up in the house. That's the first thing. 3 times. And for who he is, seemed to me, you wouldn't wash no damn sheets. So, but the family was sticking to the same script. He died of natural causes. And when I saw California 2 weeks ago, he was saying the same thing, and as far as I was concerned, I believed him. See, my whole concern was not necessarily how he went out, but what can save your ass when some shit happens. So my concern was, what you doing in a fucked up hospital? You see what I'm saying? Why ain't somebody doing something other than waiting on the white man to pronounce you dead?
Why did they let Al Sharpton take his monkey ass down there before the man died?
Always some shit. Always some shit. Al. And then they say, didn't Al try to get Asada Shakur back in this city to arrest her? Did you hear that shit? Al Sharpton tried to get Asada Shakur to come to fucking Miami to talk so they can lock her up. Now you know that nigga's a big...
Don't talk about he's going to be president in 2004 now.
Who knows? Because like I told y'all the last time, whenever that motherfucker Perm get to be on a high level of bouncing and behaving, his shit look like goddamn, what's any cracker with brunette hair? Julia Roberts. That motherfucker done lost some weight, got on them brand new 8-button suits. This is the snitch factor. You're talking about Al Sharpton. And he's appearing on HBO with Chris Rock, his ignorant ass. And this mother here is hooked up. So you know, anybody know that this Negro here, you know, is straight up an agent. Now. Always, yeah, now. And like they say, you know, ain't his office in the Empire State Building? Ain't his office is in the Empire State Building? That was Al Sharpton. Oh, damn, in the movie. Vampire in Brooklyn, when the preacher came out with evil was... Yeah, so, anyway... Okay, so now, so they got him in there saying they ain't gonna do nothing. He passed. Now, I didn't tell you no more about it until I tapped into these spirits in March, and they said, I said, well, what happened? They said he was poisoned. These are their words. Now, I said, these cats right here, they ain't got no reason to lie. Most motherfuckers don't even fuck with them. They ain't got but a couple of pamphlets out on these here. And they even invented a book, this the Congo rights. They even invented a book called Voodoo Wars. He got the book back there. I think I might have brought mine. Dutch Voodoo Wars, to tell the people to use the voodoo to fight against these spirits. Because these spirits here put fear in the other pantheon. So when these spirits came through, they say he was poisoned. You see, they said he was poisoned. So it wasn't until about 2 days ago till I got back in and I asked the question again. Zara Banda, which is the head, what happened to Khaled? Whole other sister, whole other part of the country say he was poisoned. And then this is what fucked me up, because I thought she was wrong. She said, ooh, I see him bending over a table, throwing up. I said, no. He threw up at the house. He threw up at home. Then the next day, I get a call from Malika. That's the sister that was in touch with Steve Copley, who was like number 2. She was like the number 2 woman in the whole party. I get a call from her, and she says, did you know that Khaled, before he died in Atlanta, he was in D.C. the same earlier that day, and they got him witness. People see him throw up in a fast food restaurant in D.C. Long before he goes to Atlanta and throws up, and they just so happen to not wash the sheets. Then she says, when he throws up and they're saying, Brother Minister is dead or he's unconscious. Well, he threw up, and she said, well, get this stuff so they can check it to see whether it was poison. Well, we washed the sheets. She said, no problem. Go get a razor blade and scrape some of the shit off the floor. Scrape off the floor. No problem. Them motherfuckers didn't do that. Then all of a sudden, she said, 2 or 3 people that was close to him push up off to the side, and they handle shit. And she has no more dealings with it because they won't let her in. You see? Did you know that the new wife that he had, did you know that the new wife that he had just married in the pyramids, father is Boule? Yeah, that's right. Father is Boule. Here it goes. Now he out there, not in the black community, but way out in Kennesaw County, which is Ku Klux Klan territory, in a big old mansion. That's right. Right, so I'm just saying, a whole lot of shit going down, you know, but Boule. So this whole thing went down and all. And what's that, brother? Huh? The wife's father was Boule. The new wife he had. Now she was an old pretty gal now. Shit. Hell, I remember before she got married, she stepped downtown one damn day and the goddamn police officer stopped. Every motherfucking man around the shit froze. And all. Froze and shit. That was long before she got married to him and all. But I'm trying to say, whatever the deal was, some shit was going down. You see. So in so many words, this is the problem. And I'll let you in on another ticket. Now, you can quote me on this shit, because you know I'm a goddamn deranged nigga. Farrakhan, greasy-head Farrakhan was in on that shit. Now, tell him, Bobby Hemmitt said that goddamn shit. That's right. Oh, yeah, goddamn it. Y'all know I got to be a crazy motherfucker talking that shit. Look, now, don't get alarmed, because you know I done talked about that bastard for 6 years. I was inspired, actually. I got to tell the truth. You got to tell the truth to shame the devil now. I was actually, I got to give this one where credit is due. Because I started talking shit about him in 94. And I was inspired to talk shit about Farrakhan through Daoud from 93. So, but nevertheless, I done talk shit about that nigga for 6 goddamn years. You do me a goddamn favor. Fuck the damn FOI and all them old bastards. You know I talk about them like they ain't shit. But I'm trying to tell you, I'm telling you right now, you hear this from Robert Shaw Hemmitt. Farrakhan was in on that shit. On Colin's death. Remember, even Steve Coulter had said that when he chastised him in 1994, that they set in motion for him to be assassinated. California, it was interesting all of a sudden, California went to Savior's Day, and he said he went in the house and Farrakhan said, you know me and your father don't get along right now. Now he get along with Billy Graham and all that shit. Called Billy Graham for an apology. Wallace and all that. He said, but he looked at him and said, but you're going to turn all this stuff around. Insinuating there's going to be some shit going down. Now here it is, the man did all of that, and they put a little caption in the paper about this big in the final call. You see them in the doggone final call. Now this is what Carly told me out of his mouth. I ain't got to lie. Because it's really funny. Carly picked my ass up at the goddamn bus stop. That's where I was, waiting on a motherfucking martyr. That's the bus down there, martyr. Moving Africans rapidly through Atlanta. Is what that shit is called. Martyr, moving Africans. It's actually Metro Atlantic Transit Authority, but that shit is moving Africans rapidly through Atlanta. So that motherfucker picked me up at the bus stop. Carly did. One day, he said, I heard you know some shit on Farrakhan. I need to talk with you. And we were riding around and Carly said, Farrakhan told me, what? You want to get that? Yeah, you better get this on the tape. This is some good shit. I don't give less than a damn. Do me a goddamn favor. I ain't scared of nobody, but I am scared of the rent man. That put fear in my heart. Fuck Farrakhan and the FOI and the Black Panthers.
Yeah, I hear that.
Shit. Fuck Farrakhan, the Black Panthers and the FOI and all them other isms. The goddamn landlord called me last Saturday and buckets of sweat dropped from my goddamn head. You got the money? I said, I got that shit. Just give me about 2 days. This shit happened. Electricity go out that night. You know, for about an hour, and I wake up, and ain't nothing on. The first thing I do is I jump up and run to the goddamn door. See if I see a damn truck outside and cut my shit off. I be scared as hell. Then the damn shit come on, I go, oh shit. Woo. Just the power outage. That's the kind of shit that scared me. But a fucking goddamn nigga walking around in some black suits, that shit don't put no fear in my heart. Motherfucker cracker cutting off my electricity, put fear in me. So fuck all that other dumb shit. And this got so bad now, I'm so caught up in the mission though. Oh, fuck the phone off. The goddamn phone off. That shit to scare me. So I can give a fuck about a goddamn nigga with some guns and all that old shit. Take me off this shit. I'm tired of being scared of some fucking electricity get cut off. So I'm telling you. But she said that Farrakhan stepped to me and Farrakhan told me, you can't call a white man the devil no more. Call him the oppressor, call him the powers that be, but you can't call him the devil no more. He said, when I start, he said, I did it for a month, and motherfuckers look at me like, that's some weak shit, Colin. You know, after you made yourself legendary, you just can't just do some shit like that, you know. You know what I'm saying? And all. That's like goddamn Daoud coming up here sounding like motherfucking Burl Ives or Donnie Osmond or some shit. And he calls it puppy love. You know that motherfucker crazy. Daoud come up here sounding like goddamn Donnie Osmond, and he calls it puppy love. That shit ain't working. So he said, I tried to do that oppressor shit and I couldn't do it. He said, my audience was leaving. They want to hear the white man is the devil, so I had to start back. And that's when I got in trouble with the King College and all that shit. So I mean, fuck that dumb shit. I tell you, and what it was the last time? Farrakhan didn't even go visit the man in the damn hospital. Well, I know the funeral, but when he got shot back in '94, didn't go visit. So you best believe Farrakhan was in on that shit. That shit there, that was a hit. That was a hit. And everybody knew their fucking places. Because I got it from Zara Banda. Zara Banda said, yeah, Mr. Greasyhead Farrakhan was in on that shit. Now I'm talking about what Zara Banda say. This the motherfucker keeping me alive, so I ain't gonna fuck around and not say what he say. Then the motherfuckers go, okay, then you ain't got no more protection. You know what I'm saying? The next thing you see me out there with a goddamn mini skirt on. Because some motherfucker done came and slipped me some shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I'm just saying. But I'm still just saying. But the key here is, now, to let you know, so in so many words, my man was poisoned. Now that's the key on that type of thing, that my man was poisoned. And so right now, you got to roll with the spiritual aspect. All this shucking and jiving shit about we gonna build a black army, come the fuck off this dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? And believe me, the shit I'm gonna tell you tonight with them motherfuckers who rolled on my ass, and these motherfuckers is dangerous. They dangerous as hell, and you ain't gonna believe who it is. This is some terrifying shit. And if I didn't have these niggas here, that's in the front of this book, I might have been fucked up. But they some dangerous assholes. I'm going to tell you who they are, too. Y'all pour riches to them every day. But we'll go into some other stuff. All right. Let's see here. I got a couple other things I want to deal with right now. How much time you got? When you want to take the break?
I want to take a break now.
You want to? Yeah, go ahead. If you want to do that.
Okay.
You do that so we can come back and we can really get, how long are we going to stay after this?
Break and talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to come back. Now, with all my tapes and videos, for the people who have the book, it's at the bottom of most of the pages. You contact 404-344-6862. That's 404-344-6862. And that's called the Ark of Sothis. Contact Sister Deborah Morris and stuff. She's the one that's business partner that's in that takes care of all of this stuff in the actual catalog. And that's a catalog that, if you look in the front of the cover, it talks about how we both came together to form this thing and all. So it's called the Ark of Sothis, which is the star Sirius. But the contact number to get in touch with all of the books and the tapes, there's metaphysical books, tapes, and all my complete library, over 200 videos, is 404-344-6862 to get in contact also. A few other things I want to deal with before we go into some real hard line stuff here. First of all, you know some stuff is happening because we're seeing history being made because they're telling you that they got to let in these illegal aliens or illegal immigrants, so-called. They got to let them in just to, they give some kind of work pass. The people that's already done crossed the border. Now here it is, you can't sneeze the wrong way without them locking up your ass, but here it is so people can go across the border and quote-unquote break the law, as they call it, because ain't no laws are made to be broken. They always tell you that too. But yet they give them a voucher, and the president even give them a voucher. Now why are they doing this? They have to do this with the doggone Mexicans and get them to work because they done wiped out niggas in the United States. And if them Mexicans ain't working, they ain't gonna have no America. You see what I'm saying? So they gotta have them Mexicans to work because they done killed so many damn black people and then got rid of the major workforce and stuff, so they got to have them damn Mexicans. And plus also too, something in our damn archetypes and stuff is saying, fuck a damn turning back some bed sheets and some job. You know what I'm saying? Or washing out some goddamn shit-ass toilets or some crackers and all. So, but on the other hand, they're doing this because if they don't do this, America will fall. So that's why they got to do it. And also, they're doing this thing because of a ritual. They got to make America Mexico because that's how they saved themselves. They will say, well, we done wiped out the Native Americans, so we will just get that offspring of the left behind Native Americans, part of that, because Native Americans was black, basically. I don't know what these damn motherfuckers, white man with a feather in his head and shit. You hear this shit here? A goddamn, all the only motherfucking damn Indians I see now is a white man with a damn feather in their head. And shit. If anybody can grow a damn long hair now, can call themselves a goddamn Native American and shit. And them motherfuckers looking like they coming from fucking Scotland. But yet all the Native Americans I look like Brother Azariah at the turn of the damn century. Black niggas. Now all of a sudden we got motherfuckers looking like goddamn Sir Charles and Peter O'Toole and shit. With feathers in their damn head and all. You know, looking like goddamn Sir Lawrence Olivier and all kind of shit with feathers in their head and some wigwam shit. You know what I'm saying? Calling themselves goddamn papoose and all kind of squaws and shit. You know, but they got to give it to the Mexicans because that's a leftover strand, because what they do is when they try to give it to them, so they say, oh, okay, God, this ain't our country, this is Mexico. That's a ritual. That is a part of trying to damn run for cover. Give it to the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Give it to the damn Mexicans. All this shit. Now you hear this shit here, they said, now look at this. Them crackers said that it is safer to clone humans than animals because there's less birth defects. Now we know damn well 9 out of 10 human beings is lost their goddamn mind. Crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? But yet they say that it is safer to clone a damn human than it is an animal. You see? And that is because with the whole stem cell research and all that, they're going to drop the whole cloning thing. They're going to make it official. They've been cloning since 1945, but now they got to make it official. So they come out with saying it's safer to clone a damn human than it is to clone a damn animal. You see? And we pretty much got into this also too. A damn cow has a child, what? They have one calf a year, but yet McDonald's can't seem to run out of motherfucking burgers. And we talked about this last night. You didn't figure the shit out. They ain't had no real meat in this country and real food in this country probably in damn 15 years. All that shit is cloned and manufactured. All that shit on the shelves is cloned and manufactured. But they came out with 8 cloned cows in June. And they said, what you gonna do with these? They said, well, we ain't gonna kill these. These are prototypes. We're gonna take these and make food for the supermarket. That's because all that shit, come on, let's think about it now. Every country in the world is in famine, but we can't seem to run out of no damn food. The supermarkets is full. And you ain't figured the shit out yet. We got endless supply of food. Hell, in 1983, McDonald's was saying over 1 billion served. was goddamn what, 17 years ago. And since 1983, they done had about 800 new franchise of chicken places done sprung up. And you ain't figured this shit out yet? The earth can't produce that much food. The bald eagle gone. Snails gone. Tigers gone. Seals is dying. Everything dying, but chicken ain't running out and beef ain't running out. You ain't figured this shit out yet. Donald's got so much beef, they talking about 99-cent burgers. 2 for 1. And I don't know if they might have closed them all down up north, but down, they still got them churches down south. You know what I'm saying? We talking about goddamn 10 short thighs and legs for $4.99. Food high as hell in the supermarket. You ain't figured the shit out yet. It ain't just no hormones, no. They cloning. They making them motherfuckers like every hour. Think about it. Man, it just don't be, you go to the damn turkey, it just don't be one type of turkey, it be Butterball. Goddamn Purdue, Tyson, Honeywell, Honey Glaze. Where's all, they got an endless supply of food. You know what I'm saying? But they got damn humans extinct. Like they say, you gotta find a real black person, you're gonna have to go to a museum. But yet they're full of food and you ain't figured it out yet. They ain't growing shit. All the farms closed down in the 80s, remember? Most motherfuckers got out of farming, but yet they got an endless supply of food. That's because all that shit is cloned. That's why they gotta have all that antibacterial shit. That's why they got Alzheimer's and all that kind of crazy stuff. And I mean, and fucking this new diabetes craze. That ain't some shit they giving niggas. You see? Now, going into this thing, first of all, on September the 16th through the 17th, they're supposed to have another cosmic lineup that's going to form a perfect Star of David. Now, first of all, it ain't no damn Star of David. That just means 2 inverted pyramids means as above, so below. But what that shit really mean is this, because this is what motherfuckers don't want to deal with. They like the damn they had to almost like to crucify me down in Atlanta when I started talking about this shit. That motherfucker, they done lost his mind. He done lost his mind and shit. Ginger left him and he done gone crazy. He missed his girlfriend. He talking about pussy so much. The Star of David, if you take the pointed star, the one that is pointed vertically up, and do this, and put a pole under it, that's the fucking penis. But if you take that same one that's pointed down, and a woman closes her legs, the pubic head forms the same downward triangle. So when this damn eclipse hit, you need to be doing one thing. Fucking and sucking. You hear me? Knocking boots. Slobbing on some knobs. Fucking and sucking. And yeah, now remember now, cause see all the little Hebrew niggas, the sucking is not with God. Go to India, they got a whole temple, them motherfuckers be licking on that clit and slobbing on that knob. In India, they even got it in Hemmitt, they got a woman bent over licking her own clitoris. So all that freaky shit is what's in style. So get busy. So when this shit say, so when this shit hit, when they say, now that's the key, that's the gateway now. The gateway here is when that as above, so below And Brother Azariah got a good one up in this motherfucker right here. Brother Azariah got a good one. He got a picture. This shit here is awesome. I said, man, this shit here is on the money. This some good old erotic shit. Good old erotic shit. I respect only a freak these days. Serious business. That's a Gnostic scripture, the sacred prostitute. Y'all have to deal with it. They got a thing, hands above so below, and I wish you could see it. It's a sister and a man doing a 69, as above, so below. So that's what I like. Give me a motherfucker straight up freak. I don't want no goddamn Mother Teresa and shit with old molded mildew, rheumatism ass shit. Now, to break this down, because I needed to address this, to break this thing down, what we were talking about was the tantric element. But you can't have no forms of religious moralism when it comes to the tantric element. This is the way the gods and the goddesses play in passion, pillow talk. This pussy is yours. Who pussy is this? That kind of stuff. Now you thinking this nigga done gone crazy. Get Henry Corbin's book, Creative Imagination in Sufism. Henry Corbin's book is called Creative Imagination in Sufism, or it's also called, the new name is Alone with the Alone. This is coming from Sufi. And they was talking about imagination. I'm saying, what they talk about imagination? And then when they broke it down on the tantric level, they talking about all that freaky shit that you like in your head, but you wouldn't dare say based on the matrix and the society. Remember in the movie Matrix, he told that motherfucker, you're going to be on time, or you're going to have to find yourself looking for a new job. That's talking about breaking down that godhood and keeping that shit dormant. So what we're talking about is these entities and these energies in us that can only be brought up through passionate sex. Tammers, Russers, Gunners, Ojas, Shaktis, and Kalas. But you can only bring these things up if you just get wild. So we talking about a motherfucker screaming so much until you be like, you better shut up because the cops gonna come. Now you thinking that this is some crazy stuff, but what we're talking about here is a level of passion that breaks into the chaos realm that goes beyond the matrix. The matrix contains you in an orderly fashion. That's why they had to get rid of the whole tantric element out of ancient Kemet and ancient India and ancient Africa. It all came from ancient Africa. The Africans used to fuck and suck. Now I ain't talking about them motherfuckers over there now. I ain't talking about them. Them is Arabs and British and also that particular part where they're cutting off clitorises and all that shit is the degenerative part. I'm talking about equatorial ancient Africa, pre-dynastic, even before even Kemet came, where they used to do wild shit, fucking with skeleton face on. So motherfuckers got pissed off and started talking shit about Azariah when he put on all that crazy shit. And all it was is some damn African. He was tapping into the African level when I dare niggas sit up there with a face painted. But you don't look at a motherfucker with a bow tie on, looking like Pee Wee Herman. This is the stuff some people are asking me, we need to get into some magic and all that kind of shit. Those systems, the reason why the magic books is in all them goddamn stores, Coliseum, and all them stores, because half that shit don't work. Them crackers use that shit so much until when you use it so much, you saturate it, because none of these systems was made for mass, organized worship. That shit don't work. So most of the gateways now are shut down, but the black pole in the black hole. I'm telling you. You want to do this shit? You can only do this shit. That's why they're giving the white man, the black man, the white woman, because she don't produce Gunners, Tammers, Russells, and Ojas. Yeast infection. That blood thing she produces, that yeast infection, that blood thing, that honey wheat and shit, croissants and all that shit. Honey wheat and croissants and bagels. Bagel all out the ass. She's bageling. But you have to break the mind of humanity, which means you have to become gods and goddesses, but you have to become chaos beings. That's the primordial force. And the more and more pure you are, the more you shut that shit down. That is the reason why free sex had to go from the 70s. Right. So they had to shut down the sex and the drugs. The sex and the drugs had to go. Especially all that psychedelic shit. I know y'all thinking, because I know that this is a bad taste, because I know that we've had some bad shit to go on through drugs. But I'm talking about that shit that them crackers was experimenting with. And all that to shut down all that sex and drugs. You just don't know about that shit. I'm talking some Timothy Leary. And some Robert Anton Wilson, some sex and drugs. We got a book out, Sex and Drugs. You see what I'm saying? Hard to find black lights and stuff. You know, so we're talking about being creative, breaking into the archetypes of the collective unconsciousness. But you can't do this shit now if you goddamn Puritan and not the divine whore. I'm going to get into some shit and I'm going to tell you what Oshun and them said tonight. But this is some, I know this thing sounds crazy.